you're gonna have to show me a video of somebody stealing pets and eating
All
cats.
right,
I
so
don't want to hear no
Jr. I
words
sent you a video.
because the
I
reason why
sent
I
Jr.
said
I
that
sent you a
because we
video. Hold on,
already
hold
That
on, hold
know
on,
has
where.
hold
happened.
on,
So that
hold on,
has
Jr.
happened.
Jr. I sent you a video in the back chat, and it's something that came out in, I believe, 2016, somewhere between 2016 and 2020, before this cat conversation even came up. And I just want y'all to watch it, and I want y'all to form your own opinion on it,
Oh
because
no.
I feel like people tend to react to things, and things that sound
So
ridiculous, but they don't actually go into the research and see, hey, is there any truth to this? So if
so
you want to
Clout,
click the video
But
and,
they did
and just,
fact
just
check.
keep it real quick. No, but just
Clout,
throw
check
the
this
video
out.
on, and then we just decide from there real quick. Just
Clout,
throw the video on.
I actually said that, so I'll just respond to it real quick. Regardless whether it were happening or not, I think it was stupid to say, and I'll say why it was stupid to say. Because anyone like me, I would have known not to say that. Right, I have the wherewithal to avoid stuff like that, regardless if it's true or not, because I understand that his base is his base. They're voting for him no matter what, and the people that you want to convince is the independents, right? And there's left, there's right, and then there's the independents. The independents are going to move the race. The people who are on the fence, who haven't decided yet, or who you can convince. And I don't think that they wanted to hear that shit. And it came out that they didn't want to hear that shit. And that's the problem. That's why I didn't think it made any sense to say. I think he could have spent a lot more time on policy. And I think that the people who were running or who are performing his strategy, his campaign strategy, are terrible. And he is not focusing on the things that would move the needle. He's doing a horrible job at it. And he's saying stupid shit. That's a fact. We know he's not saying the right things.
I think that's a fair assessment. However, I think a lot of times the way we perceive the validity of what someone's saying depends a lot on the media response. So if I say something and the media immediately responds and says it's a lie, right? And they overwhelmingly respond and say it's a lie. And then 4 years later, they say that it was the truth. The people aren't going to remember that it's the truth. They're going to always remember that the media told them for years that it was a lie. And they're going to, in their minds, it's going to be a lie. And I feel like that's a problem that we have, because is it that what the person said was stupid and false, or is it that that's the perception of what they said? And to me, I believe it's perception, because you have a media that's echoing the idea of that this person, well, who would say something as ridiculous as this? Well, if it's true, then it's not actually ridiculous, right? That's what qualifies something to be ridiculous. It has to be completely false and made up. That's what makes it ridiculous. But if it's true, and this is something that's an actual concern of people, then it actually makes him ahead of the curve to be someone to call out something before it became a major issue, right? So history tends to change things. There was a time where history just tends to change things. Like, there are times where we believe certain things about COVID at the beginning of COVID. Like, if somebody said that you had to wear a mask, you would have been like, oh, this guy's stupid, right? Then eventually they told us we had to wear a mask. And now all of a sudden going out without a mask was stupid. But then eventually they said, guess what? You don't have to wear masks no more if you get a vaccine. So then eventually wearing a mask nowadays is again stupid, right? So it's like, well, what are we basing this stupid thing from? And again, if we go based off of the clip I added, right? The clip I added is a video of a Haitian woman in Haiti. It's a Haitian woman in Haiti, and the Haitian woman has a pet cat, and she is tying up the cat. She has the cat tied up on a leash, and a friend of hers is asking her why she has the cat tied up. And she said she has the cat tied up because she doesn't want the cat to get eaten. This is a TikTok video, right? This video came out years before the debate happened. In the comments of the TikTok video are a bunch of Haitian people responding in the comment. The Haitian people are saying, yes, this is a common thing in Haiti. Drunk people believe that if they eat cat meat, it'll help them sober up more. So it is a common thing amongst alcoholics in Haiti to steal people's cats and eat them. Now, that sounds ridiculous and sounds crazy, but this is being corroborated by Haitian people from Haiti that are telling you that this is what happens in our culture. Now, does this mean that all Haitian people do it? Obviously not, but I'm Jamaican. If you said Jamaicans eat goat, I can't argue with that. Jamaicans eat fucking goat. Do all Jamaicans eat goat? No. If I told you hide your pet rabbit or hide your pet turtle because my Jamaican grandma might cook that shit, that's a fact. Hide your pet rabbit and hide your pet turtle because my grandma will cook that shit. That might be offensive to some Jamaicans, but is it a reality? Fuck yes, it's a reality. And so I feel like because people don't like this particular candidate for personal reasons, they find a reason to dismiss things that he says that are true as somehow ridiculous. But again, The facts are the facts. These are actual Haitian people in their country complaining about having to protect their pets from Haitians. So when are we going to address the
No,
things that are being said that are
Yeah,
true?
but they
I
showed
can tell you
people
why it was
from
still
that
sparking.
area also speaking about it, saying that's not happening. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
On the Democratic stations, we're seeing people from that area in those cities like, what is this man talking about?
But of
and,
course,
That's
and
if
what
it
I'm
didn't
saying.
happen to
Like,
you,
so
you
it's
don't think
like,
it's happening. If it didn't happen, if your cat
well,
did never ended up missing, you don't think it's happening. Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
but
People are
I'm
taking
saying
cats.
a
My
lot of
cat's
people
fine.
are saying it. What it's not many people. Do you think that if Haitians was really stealing and eating pets in America in that large scale, that it would have took the first time of us hearing about it
I'm
would have
not
been
saying I
on
believe
this,
it's on a large scale.
like
I do
in the
not believe it's on a
presidential
large
race?
scale. Right. I do not believe it's on a large scale. However, I don't think it's brought up because it's never happened. I think the reason why it's being brought up and why it was said is because it has happened. There are people who have complained about their pets going missing. There are people who have video of migrants going into parks snatching up geese and shit like that. So it's like this is not an entirely foreign, unrealistic
yeah.
concept.
So
People do it.
I,
We're not saying everybody does it. We're not saying it's a widespread, oh my God, hide your cats, everything's getting snatched up. But the reality is it's happening.
So
yeah,
I
but
have a
It's a
the
question.
real
part that I
case.
think
His
is the
reason for bringing this
cloud,
up was his reason for like not wanting to allow immigration. Like, is that was his reason for bringing up the cats and dogs?
cloud.
I
The
think
part
the
here's the
reason for bringing up the cats and dogs is I think he was just trying to bring up that when you have unvetted immigration, right? You have people, you have culture clashes. You have people who have cultures that are drastically different from the culture of the people who are here. It's not so much that they're even eating cat or whatever, because in some countries they eat cat, right? And then that's normal. The problem is that is a cultural behavior that's very different from the people in America. And so this is why legalized immigration is so important, because it allows you to check the standards of people. It allows you to get them up to
So
speed with
Kamala
the
don't
American
believe in it.
culture.
Kamala don't believe in it.
Kamala's the one
no.
who reversed the executive order that when people came here illegally, it would capture them and hold them. The executive order that they reversed allowed criminals that got captured to be released into America. So it's like, but
Oh
people
yeah, I
don't
didn't know
know
that.
that. Why? People don't know that because every time Donald Trump brings up real immigration issues, you know what they do? They divert it by saying, "Oh, Donald Trump's racist. He just doesn't want
Mhm.
Mexicans here." No, these are real problems. When he made that statement, when he made a statement years ago when he said, when they send people over, they're not sending the best. They're sending rapists, murderers, and all that stuff. This was at a time where just the year before, if you had read any news article, you would know that there was tons of crime and violence going on at the border with the Sinaloa cartel. There was a huge fentanyl problem. There was a huge illegal weed problem, which is part of why California even legalized weed in the first place. And people want to forget that, right? So there were these huge problems happening just before he ran for president. But then he talks about it and says that, hey, when they're sending people over, they're sending people from cartels, they're sending rapists, which there are high rates of rape happening at the border.
You got to be
But
cool
yet,
at the R word.
grape, sorry. But people, grape. But people want to pretend that this is not happening. And it's like, yo, it has nothing
Yeah.
to do with these people being Mexican. It has everything to do with the fact that the people that are coming
Nah,
a lot of them happen
I'm
to be
glad for
criminals.
you.
And the media clipped what he said. They clipped what he said. And the only thing they showed was rapists, murderers, and criminals. They didn't show the part where he said, hey, they're not sending people like me and you. Like, he was very specific on what he said and what type of people are being sent, but they cut that out. The same thing with the
Nah, I'm
very
glad
fine
you
people at
just told me
Charlottesville.
that
At
because I
Charlottesville, he very specifically said, not neo-Nazis and white supremacists. They should be condemned completely. But the media never shows those 30 seconds. They only show the part where he says very fine people. But guess what? You know who the very fine people he was talking about? He was talking about the people who were protesting against the white supremacists. So he's literally saying that the white supremacists ain't shit and that the people protesting against them are good people. And the media clipped that and turned it into him somehow saying white supremacists are good people. And even though this has been debunked multiple times, they've been repeating it for the past 6 years, to the point where they even repeated it at the debate. At the debate, she said it again. Oh, and he said there were very fine people on both sides. The man literally said that white supremacists should be condemned. He's the only sitting president ever to have condemned the KKK and white supremacists by name. And he's done it over
even
20
though they
occasions. But
endorsing him.
does that go viral in the media? Are you seeing that on your news stations? Donald Trump has been denouncing David Duke, the KKK and white supremacists
But
since
they're
the
the ones
90s.
endorsing
Since
him. I don't believe it.
1996, he's been doing that. He's been when he was with the Reformed Party, they asked him why he left the Reformed Party. And his reasoning for leaving Reformed Party is he said, you got people like David Duke joining, who's the head of the KKK, joining the Reformed Party. That's not the type of people you want in your party. And that's why he abandoned the Reformed Party. But yet somehow this guy, like the only president who has literally ever condemned the KKK is the one that y'all are saying is the racist. It's crazy to me how the brainwash has affected black people so efficiently.